the Great Pyramid of Giza. It stands there, a silent giant on the edge of the desert, defying everything we think we know about the ancient world. For centuries, we've been told it was a tomb, a grand final resting place for the pharaoh Khufu. But the more we look, the less that simple story makes sense. The real mystery isn't just how they built it, but why. Imagine trying to build something so perfect today with all our modern technology. It would be a monumental challenge. Yet, thousands of years ago, a civilization supposedly using only simple tools created a structure that continues to baffle the greatest minds on Earth. One of the first clues that something is different about this pyramid is its astonishing precision. The structure is aligned almost perfectly to true north, with an accuracy that modern builders would envy. We're talking about an error of just a few arc minutes. How did they achieve this without compasses, satellites, or GPS? It's a question that has no easy answer. This level of precision suggests a deep understanding of astronomy and geodesy, knowledge we didn't think ancient Egyptians possessed. It points to a purpose far more significant than just marking a burial spot. It hints at a connection to the cosmos itself. Then there's the big problem with the tomb theory. The pyramid is strangely empty. When explorers finally breached the king's chamber, they found no mummy, no treasures, no burial goods. The sarcophagus was there, but it was bare and unfinished. Even more puzzling is the complete lack of hieroglyphs or inscriptions anywhere inside the main structure. Ancient Egyptians covered every other tomb and temple with elaborate carvings, telling stories of gods, pharaohs, and the afterlife. The Great Pyramid, however, is a blank slate. This silence is deafening, suggesting its function was something else entirely, something that needed no explanation in words. So if it wasn't a tomb, what was it? This is where the real expedition begins. The lack of traditional burial evidence opens the door to a world of incredible possibilities. Was it a sacred machine? A place of initiation for ancient priests? Or maybe a library of lost knowledge built to withstand the test of time and preserve a message for a future civilization? The questions are far more compelling than the simple answers we've been given. The pyramid isn't just a pile of stones, it's a giant question mark waiting for us to find the key to unlock its secrets. The mystery deepens when you start to look at the numbers. The very geometry of the Great Pyramid seems to encode fundamental mathematical constants, almost like a blueprint of the universe. Take the famous number pi, the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. If you take the perimeter of the pyramid's base and divide it by twice its height, you get a number remarkably close to pi. Was this just a coincidence? A lucky accident of construction? Or did the builders intentionally design the pyramid to reflect this crucial mathematical truth, something the Greeks wouldn't formally calculate for another 1,000 years? It doesn't stop with pi. The pyramid also appears to incorporate the golden ratio, or phi, a special number found throughout nature, art, and architecture, often associated with perfect harmony and beauty. The ratio of the slant height to half the base length is incredibly close to phi. This divine proportion shows up again and again in its design, suggesting a level of mathematical sophistication that is simply mind-boggling. To believe this is all a coincidence requires a massive leap of faith. It feels intentional, a deliberate message written in the universal language of mathematics. Beyond the math, the pyramid is a celestial clock, locked in a silent dance with the stars. The internal shafts, once thought to be for ventilation, point with incredible accuracy to specific stars that held great importance for the ancient Egyptians. A shaft from the king's chamber targets the constellation of Orion, which they associated with the god Osiris. Another, from the queen's chamber, points directly to the star Sirius, linked to the goddess Isis. This wasn't random. It was a deliberate and complex effort to connect this earthly structure with the heavens above. This stellar alignment transforms the pyramid from a static monument into a dynamic instrument. It suggests a purpose tied to tracking the stars, perhaps for calendrical reasons, or for something far more esoteric. Could it have been an observatory for mapping the heavens? Or perhaps it was designed to channel cosmic energies from these specific celestial bodies. The precision is too perfect to ignore. The builders weren't just looking at the ground they were building on. They were looking up at the stars, embedding their cosmic map directly into the stone for all eternity. Let's talk about the sheer scale of this project, because it's almost impossible to comprehend. The Great Pyramid is made of an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. That's like a city of stone, with individual blocks as heavy as a modern locomotive. These aren't rough, haphazardly cut rocks. They are massive, precisely carved limestone and granite blocks, fitted together so perfectly that you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. And all of this was supposedly accomplished during the Bronze Age with no iron tools, no cranes, and no wheels. The logistics of moving these stones are staggering. The massive granite blocks used for the king's chamber were quarried in Aswan, over 500 miles away. How did they transport these multi-ton behemoths up the Nile and then lift them nearly 200 feet into the air? Mainstream archaeology suggests ramps and sheer manpower, but the math just doesn't seem to add up. Building the proposed ramps would have required more material and effort than building the pyramid itself. It's a puzzle that has stumped engineers for centuries, a feat that defies conventional explanation. This is where the theories start to get really interesting. If they didn't use ramps and brute force, what did they use? This question has fueled speculation about lost, forgotten technologies. Some theories propose that the ancient builders had mastered a form of acoustic levitation or sonic technology, using sound vibrations to make the massive stones weightless and easy to move. Others suggest they had access to a kind of concrete, pouring the blocks in place rather than quarrying and lifting them. These ideas might sound like science fiction, but are they any more unbelievable than thousands of men dragging 80-ton blocks with nothing but ropes and logs? The evidence for some kind of lost high-tech is compelling, if circumstantial. The precision cuts and drilled holes found in the granite boxes inside the pyramid show tool marks that scientists struggle to replicate even today. They suggest the use of extremely high-speed drills and powerful cutting instruments. Whether this technology was developed by a lost civilization like Atlantis, or was perhaps a gift from otherworldly visitors, the mystery remains. The pyramid stands as a testament to an engineering prowess that we simply cannot account for with the tools we believe they had. When conventional explanations fall short, we are left to explore the fringes of what's possible. Could the pyramids be evidence of extraterrestrial contact? The ancient astronaut theory suggests that beings from another world visited Earth in our distant past and were seen as gods. In this view, the pyramid wasn't a tomb, but a beacon, a power plant, or a communication device. The shafts aligning with stars weren't just symbolic, they were functional, designed to lock onto specific star systems. This theory connects the dots between the pyramid's advanced math, astronomy, and engineering in a way that is hard to dismiss entirely. Recent scientific discoveries have only added fuel to the fire. In 2018, physicists discovered that the Great Pyramid can concentrate electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers and under its base. It behaves like a giant resonator, focusing radio waves. This startling finding suggests the pyramid might have had a practical energy-related purpose. Legends of a powerful capstone, now missing, that could channel energy from the sky suddenly seem less like myth and more like a forgotten reality. Whispers of hidden tunnels and undiscovered chambers, like the recently detected Big Void, hint that we have only scratched the surface of what this structure contains. These scientific mysteries are intertwined with ancient legends and curses that have surrounded the pyramid for millennia. Stories tell of a hidden power source deep within, a formidable energy that brought prosperity but also great danger. The pharaohs were not being buried there, but were instead guardians of this technology. The legends speak of it as the light of the gods, something that could heal, destroy, or grant immense knowledge. These tales, once dismissed as folklore, take on a new light when we consider the strange magnetic and electrical properties we are now discovering. They suggest a deep, ancient secret that has been protected for ages. Ultimately, the Great Pyramid challenges us to reconsider the history of our world. It stands as a silent, powerful message across the ages. It may not be a tomb at all, but something far greater, a code from the past. Perhaps it's a warning, or a guidepost left behind by a civilization that knew far more than we do. Its secrets are still locked away in stone and stars, waiting for a generation with the right tools and the right minds to finally understand its true purpose. The expedition to unveil the pyramid's final mysteries is far from over. In many ways, it has only just begun.